So if you're looking at the Keychron Q Series, I highly recommend it. This is the regular Q5 that I've had for several years now. It was one of the first ones that they started putting these knobs, which I use as a volume and mute control on their keyboards. And you can also program everything on here, including the knob, to your heart's content using VIA software. I have done that before and experimented with it. Right now, it's pretty much a vanilla setup, and I like that as it is. Standard number pad that I needed, but they also make smaller key footprints if you don't need all the keys. I currently use all the F keys as well as all the num pads and all that, so I want them all. What do you get, though, if you step up from the Q to the Q Pro or the Q Max? Well, a few things. The most obvious is this, and this is actually the reason I got mine, is I wanted it to be wired. I might make a different choice today because the wireless functionality is a lot better as time goes on, and I'm not doing any gaming to where that super fast response time is even necessary for me. But if you step up from the Q to the Q Pro and the Q Max, you go from just wired in the Q to a wired Bluetooth option in the Q Pro, and then you have a dongle option for wireless in the Max version. All of the switches are a little bit different. So these are the Keychron G Pro switches. You step up to the Keychron K Pro in the Pro, and then the Keychron Jupiter in the Max keyboards. Again, if you're a keyboard aficionado, is that the right word? Then that might be important to you. These sound great to me, so it was not really that big of a deal to me which specific switches that I wanted. These may even be a little clickier than I even want them if I got something new today. So these are the red Keychron G Pro switches, and I believe that when I do step up to the Q Max, which I plan on doing, then I will go with the red Keychron Jupiter switches. In all of these, they are hot swappable. The key caps themselves are also slightly different, so they're going to have a little bit different shapes depending on the model that you get. This one here is not quite as concave as the others. As you look down the edge of it like this, you're going to have a lot more concavity in the keycaps themselves as you go into the Q Pro and then up into the Q Max. They're going to be using the KSA profile, which is Keychron's SA style keycaps. For acoustic treatment, all of them are solid metal bodies. This is heavy. I thought it was like 8 pounds is what I said when I first picked it up in my first review video, but it's actually only about 4 and some change, but that's substantial. This is a heavy, stout keyboard. You could bludgeon someone with it, and I don't recommend doing that, but hey, it is a possibility. Watch out for this. Now, all of them have this, but some of them have a little bit more acoustic treatment. So you step up when you go from the Q Standard to the Q Pro, you get a little bit more acoustic treatment inside there, and then you get 4 extra layers of acoustic panels in the Q Max, as you do with the Q Standard or Pro. The RGB modes are largely the same, so you've got that and it's fully customizable. You can hold down the function key here. You can tab on and off to control that. You can go Q and A. Basically, these top keys are toggling up and these are toggling down depending on what you're changing. So this changes the color mode. These change the brightness up and then back down. E and D change the hue. So it goes to different hues when it's on a solid, I believe, color. Yeah, so there we go through the hues. Let's get us a little green there. R and F, we can toggle up or down the saturation of that RGB color. And then for those modes where it is actually toggling between stuff, you can change the speed. So you can go real slow with G, or you can change the speed up with T, so it goes faster like that. All of these have VIA and QMK support, as I mentioned earlier, for programming this. And when you step up to the Pro and the Max, you also get support for a Keychron launcher where you can program straight with Keychron's software online. There is not a wrong choice. This is a fantastic lineup of keyboards, and as I have told you before, I've been using this personally for over 3 years now. Let's pull that up. What is the date on that, actually? Let's fact check the old Amen real quick. Keychron in my order history. So I've been using this specific keyboard for over 4 years now. The end is nowhere in sight. The only reason I would update this and get something new is solely so that I can play with a new toy and get an expanded 0 button right here. Some of the other models will have the double length 0 button, but I'm so used to this, even when I'm using the numpad, it's not really an issue for me. Also, I would probably use the wireless functionality. I got this so that it would be wired, but like I said, I don't really have any good reason to do that. It was just what I chose to do at the time of the purchase of this. Can't go wrong with the Q lineup. I've been real happy with Keychron for several years, and I plan to keep using them for more to come. Thanks a bunch.